again. Right, we're now at the stage where we're going to do a pretty high power test on the three Ultrabooks that we've got here. We've got the Acer S3, we've got the Toshiba Z830, we've got the Asus UX31. This is Core i5, this is Core i5, this is Core i7 to 1.6 nominal, 1.6 nominal and 1.8 nominal clock rate. We've actually put them through a little bit of a test already. I've had a couple of attempts of doing this that have completely failed. I'm glad I didn't record them for YouTube. So what I'm going to do first is going to put the studio mic on. I'm going to give you some idea of what sort of fan noise is coming out of these devices. Now it will be slightly exaggerated because of the proximity of the mic, but here's the Acer S3, which is getting a little bit warm on the underside, and I'm just going to put the fan out exhaust by the mic here. So ignore the volumes on the fan noise. You just notice that it's air noise, right? There's no whining, and it sounds like a fairly high resolution fan in there. Let's go to the Toshiba Z830. So you've got the insect noise there, which is actually worse on the front of the device. Sounds like an electronic hum. And you've got the Acer S3 here, which exhausts at the front, so I'll put it there. And it's quite a manly, low-pitched air rush from there. There's no noise. Of the three, I much prefer the S3. So let me just switch to cams. What we've got is Just Cause 2 Steam demo, and we've got a benchmark set up. Now the UX31 of course has 1600 by 900 resolution, slightly higher than the other two, but we've set the demo up to be 3066 by 768 for all of them. So we should get an FPS figure that will show us the differences between the Core i7 and the Core i5s here. So bear with me, I hope this works. Enter, enter, enter. It should go for the demo, and I think the UX31 will be first to start the demo because it's got the fastest of the SSDs. And what I'll do is I'll zoom in when that starts up. We'll also take a look at the Intel Turbo Boost to see how that's hanging in there. It gives us an indication of how how well the device is being cooled, if it can keep Turbo Boost high. So S3 should be starting up in a second. Takes a few seconds to get things kicked off on the demo. There we go. Right, let's see what we got now then. Just zooming in there. So we've got, and I hope you can see that, zoom in all the way, frames per second there, 13, 14, 15, hanging in at about 14 to 15 within the first seconds of that. Then we go over to the Z830 and we've got 14, 15, 13, 14, 15, similar at 30 seconds. And let's have a look at the S3, and that's down to 11, 10, 9 at 36 seconds into the demo. Let's just go back again to the... So at 50 seconds we're seeing 14, 13 frames per second. And here at 50 seconds, 11, 12. So at similar points within the demo, and that one just hit, and that was 11 as well, I think it's fair to say what's happening is that at the same points within the demo, the UX31 looks like it's a little bit faster. Now I'm going to do this as it's in front of me. This is hitting 75 seconds, it's doing 8, 9. This is hitting 75 seconds, it's doing 10. This is hitting... Oh, it's very difficult to do this. 85, 12. 85, 10, 10. At 90, 5.0. At 90, 10. This is very interesting. But this is that real time into the video or demo real time? Oh my god. This is really difficult. So that's 12. And that went to 14. Okay, now I'm taking the same parts of the demo and comparing them. 14, that was 12, that was 14. And watch the sun come up here. The Acer S3 is definitely frames per second lower, 2 to 3 frames per second lower, which is about 10% to 15% lower. Interestingly, the Z830 looks like it's performing better. I wonder whether, despite the resolution of the video being lower, it's still having to put all those pixels out, and that's affecting the speed. The Z830 looks smoother than all of them, and it's running ahead in the test there as well. Average frame rate 12.22. Average frame rate 12.10. I'm just looking at all the settings. High, medium, 4x, 16x, very high, low, 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 on, off, 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 off. And the Acer S3 coming in way behind. That's really interesting. Yeah, so 10.5, 12.2, 12.1. Let's get the Turbo Boost figures up. Still doing stuff. This is holding a 2.8 Turbo Boost figure. This is holding a 2.2 to 2.3, and this is holding a 2.2 to 2.3. So these two are fairly evenly matched. This one is running at 2.8. So there's more CPU power in this one. I wonder whether the graphics was topped out at the same rate for all of them, and then in fact it's the smaller resolution of the screen that is pushing the Z830 ahead on that demo. Probably. Well, what is interesting to note is that Turbo Boost is managing to keep up on the Asus UX31. It's consistently putting out 5 to 600 megahertz more CPU clock rate than the other two devices. So there is a difference here between Core i5 and Core i7. I think that's very important to note, because there are questions as to whether these devices have the thermal capability, the exhaust capability to keep the Turbo Boost up. It does appear that the Asus UX31 is doing an excellent job on cooling. It's another question about whether those frame rates were comparable on the different resolutions, but at least on the S3 we know it's a little bit slower than the Z830 by about 10%, it looks like. That was a difficult test to do, especially live. We've got people in the chat room, and I will run more video tests on these on ultrabooknews.com to try and get a better feel for whether there's a big differential between Core i5 and Core i7 in the high power usage scenarios. Certainly the S3 does look a little bit slower than the Toshiba Z830, but all running in high performance mode. Good. Well, that is the last of the recordings, the live testing we've been doing tonight. This is one of a series of videos. Check back on YouTube. You'll see the earlier versions where we took overviews of the devices. We looked at keyboards, mouse pads, touch pads, connectivity, Wi-Fi, screen resolution, screen brightness, etc., etc. If you like the videos, don't forget to hit the like button. And if you want to keep up with us, it's twitter.com/ultrabooknews. ultrabooknews.com is our website, and we're on Facebook as well at Ultrabook News. So check it out, join us, track us, because we'll be at CES in January. This is the last live session of the year. The 3 Ultrabooks. It was a nice sort of finish to the year. There'll be loads more at CES in January. Starting January the 7th, we fly out all the way through to January the 14th. I think I'm flying back. So check it out. Check it out there on the various places. We have a contact page or a connect page on ultrabook.news/ running out of steam. ultrabooknews.com. Check out the contact page. You'll find all the details there. Thank you to everyone in the chat room. Thank you for watching on YouTube. See you on the next video.